Happy New Year everyone, I'm back. Did you miss me? So for this video I'm gonna repaint a Draculaura. I don't know about you, but I think Draculaura is like the epitome of doll customizing. Like all the other doll customizers I know have done at least one Draculaura, so to me customizing a Draculaura is like the rite of passage in doll customization. And I finally got around to do this after like what, a little over 5 years doing this stuff. I also changed my formatting a little bit, like the title and the thumbnail. Hopefully that makes things better for my channel. For this project, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. Not the bare minimum, the essentials. That means only face up, hair, and outfit. No body modification whatsoever. Before we start, I've seen some of you commented how my working surface is dirty and it's distracting. I personally like it because it makes it look like I've done a lot of shit, but well, let's compromise. Here I'm sticking a sheet of plain white contact paper on my working surface. Everybody happy? So here's the doll we're gonna work on. It's a Gen 1 Draculaura. By the way, what do you think of the Gen 3 Monster High dolls? From what I've seen, they look really cool, though I don't think I'll get any of them because they're not available here where I live and I have an embarrassing amount of dolls in my stock box. Seriously, I might have to declutter later. Anyway, let's prepare this doll base. I start by cutting the hair as close to the scalp as possible, giving her a buzz cut. Then submerge the head in hot water for about 30 seconds to soften the final. Protect your hand with a rag and yank the head off to remove it. Using a flat metal tool, I scrape off the remaining stubble from the inside. Extract the stubble with a pair of tweezers through the neck hole. Get rid of that excess hair because I don't think you can repurpose it for anything. Now we can erase the factory paint using pure acetone and tissues. Then I scrub the head with some wet wipes to clean the excess acetone so the Mr. Super Clear sealant can be applied properly. I put the head back to the body since we're not gonna do anything to it. Here I'm wrapping the body with some cling wrap and tape around the neck because I'm gonna spray only the face. I'm not gonna blush the body because in my experience, MSC doesn't work that well on the body, so if you think you can skip body blushing, just don't do it. It's not that necessary. I sprayed the face 3 times with Mr. Super Clear, waited 30 minutes in between layers to prep the face. Using small makeup brushes, I begin blushing the face with some dark pink soft pastel around the eyes, nose, cheeks, and chin. This will give the face some dimension. It just makes the face look nicer. I'm happy with the initial blushing, so I sealed it and now we can start mapping the eyebrows. Draculaura has a very cute face mold, I gotta say. No wonder she's everybody's favorite. I also try to fill in her lips. I'm giving her black lipstick. I forgot to mention that she's gonna be a goth girl, modern witch type of character, so I think black lipstick is appropriate. The eyebrows and the lips look alright, so I spray the face again with MSC and now we can start sketching the eyes with a light brown watercolor pencil. I'm just following the eye mold. Let's sketch the irises and pupils as well while we're at it. I'm happy with the placement, so I spray the face with another layer of MSC and start laying down colors to the scleras and pupils. I was planning to give her mint green eyes because pink and mint green are top tier color combination, but I don't have a light mint green pencil. Every now and then I blush the face again, trying to make it more apparent. You know the rule, if the color stops building, just spray the face again with MSC and keep going until you reach your desired opacity. Well, that rule only applies if you do the face up using watercolor pencils exclusively. If you use acrylics or gouache, I don't think you need to build up MSC layers because those mediums are opaque enough as they come. Here, as you can see, I'm coloring the top parts of the sclerized gray just to give them some shading. I colored the lighter parts of the iris with light blue, and doing this ended up making the eyes look blue instead of mint green. That works too, I guess. I end up filling the lips with the watercolor pencil to make the color bolder. Build up the colors of the eyes even more. Add more details like the water lines and stuff. I also start darkening the eye lines. I end up applying the wet technique for the lips to make the color smoother because they look pretty streaky using just the dry pencil. Gave the face another layer of MSC, and I keep building up the colors of the eyes to make them really pop. Time for the most nerve-wracking part, the eyelashes. I sketched them with a brown pencil first. She's a goth girl, so I want the eyelashes to be long and pretty dramatic. Time to bust out the black pencil to finish the job. I start by hatching the eyebrow hairs. Then we can darken the pupils, eyelines, and eyelashes. Tread carefully when you do this, black pencil wields a lot of power. One eye down, one more to go. I think I did pretty well if I do say so myself. Time for everyone's favorite part, the eye shine. These two little dots really make dolls come alive, I cannot believe. I gave the face a generous final spray of MSC and the face up is done. I like the face up a lot, what do you think? Let's get rid of the cling wrap that's protecting her body and put the doll aside. I made my coffee members to vote on what color she should have. Speaking of which, shout out to Ruby Rouge, Furuyan, Mel, and Awkward Burb for becoming my first coffee members. You guys are awesome, thank you very much. I hope this list gets longer as time goes on. If you want to see my work in progress pictures and some other stuff, consider becoming a member on Ko-fi. Link is in the description down below. So yeah, for once we're gonna make the outfit first before tackling the hair. For the outfit, I'm gonna make it out of this black cotton fabric for the bodies and this black and white striped cotton fabric for the skirt, sleeves, and collar. I got all the patterns cut out, let's put aside the pieces for the shirt and start with the skirt. It's actually two pieces, the waistband and the skirt itself, which length is triple the waist circumference and the width is actually the skirt's length. First thing I'm gonna do is hem one of the long sides. Then I'm gonna make the box pleats. Making pleats makes a lot more sense when you actually do it rather than being explained how to make them. Well, maybe I'm just stupid. Anyways, I base stitch along the top edge to keep the pleats in check, and now we can sew the waistband. Flip the waistband all the way to the other side and do a top stitch to finish it. It should look something like this. Now we can close up the skirt, only about halfway through, just make sure the butt can still go through. Sew snaps in the back and the skirt is done. Moving on to the shirt, let's sew the shoulder seams together. I think I can get away without sewing any darts for a Monster High girl doll body. Wait, I think this is my first time sewing an outfit for a Monster High girl doll because almost all my girl dolls have After High bodies. And I call myself a doll customizer? Be serious. Carmilla is a Spectra, but I glued most of her outfits, so that doesn't really count. Moving on to the color. Color on doll clothes is tricky, so here's what I come up with. I cut snips around the color seams allowance like so. Then I glue down the seam allowance to the wrong side to make the edges look nice and clean. To finish the edges, I top stitch all around it. This piece is small, so I had to place a piece of paper under it. We can ditch the paper now. We're done with the color piece. When it comes to making doll clothes, you should do everything you can to minimize fabric bulking. Anyway, we can attach the color to the neckline. I mark the front center of the body so we can match it up with the color and sew it to the neckline, good sides on top of each other. Not good sides facing each other on top of each other. Snips all around the neckline and glue the seam allowance down to the wrong side. Then do a top stitch around the neckline between the collar and the bodies. It should look something like this. Looks pretty convincing, right? Now we can attach the sleeves. Here I'm gathering the bottom parts of the sleeves to make them puffy, just to make the silhouette more interesting. Add the cuffs. Sew the sides together. Turn the shirt right side out, hem the bottom, and finish the opening tabs. Add some snaps in the back. Just for extra details, I'm gonna sew 3 tiny white buttons to the front of the shirt. And the outfit is done. Looks pretty cute, right? What do you think? It looks like a school uniform, not exactly what I'm going for, but I take it. Moving on to the hair, here I'm making marks for the hair parts. Black hair with white streak won the vote. The other choice was mint green hair, so here I'm gluing black weft starting from the back of the head. It's Avatar Young Chan. Here I'm gluing a weft for the part in the opposite direction because it's gonna get flipped to the right direction later, so we can get that nice looking hair part. Now we can start filling this side of her head. We're done with one side, let's do the same thing to the other where I'm adding the white streak. After the scalp is fully covered, I brush the yarn wefts with a wet toothbrush to kinda tame it down. Then I press the hair down even flatter using a heated metal tool. For the hairstyle, at first I try to do a French braid. Then I style and trim the bangs. Not gonna lie, the bangs look like they belong to a Karen, but I still like it nonetheless. But I'm not feeling the French braid, like at all, so here I'm undoing it. For the next attempt at styling the hair, I'm gonna try to do some kind of half up, half down. I curl most of the hair with a heated metal chopstick. Then I separate the curls with my fingers to give it some texture. And the hair turned out too princessy looking. Definitely not what I want. Damn, I really have no idea what I'm doing with the hair this time. And we're kinda stuck with this hairstyle because re-straightening it would be a pain in the ass and I'm not doing that. But I have an idea to combat this, which is also a good opportunity for me to show you how to make a pretty simple doll accessory. I'm gonna make her a hat, a pork pie hat to be specific. Start by measuring the circumference of her head. Then I made the pattern. The circle is gonna be the crown and the donut shape is gonna be the brim. The inner hole of the donut matches with the head circumference. To construct the actual hat, I'm gonna use this cardstock that used to be a shoebox. Yes, sustainability! I'm gonna trim parts of it to make one solid sheet. I'm trying out this new stuff, this heat-activated adhesive sheet, and I'm applying it to the cardstock by ironing it. I thought about using glue, but I was worried about it seeping through the fabric later. Make sure it sticks to all the surface of the cardstock, then remove the protective sheet. Then iron the fabric on top of it to bond the cardstock and the fabric together. Once it's done, cut the brim bigger than it actually is. There's an extra step for the brim since we want both sides of it to be covered with fabric. Apply adhesive to the raw side of the brim. Remove the protective sheet and cut a small hole in the inner circle just to leave a mark. And now we can cut the actual shape of the brim. And apply the fabric on top of it. Trim the excess fabric. Then we can cut the inner circle, but leave some seam allowance to make the tab so the brim can be glued to the other parts to finish the head like so. The finished brim piece should look something like this. Let's fold those little tabs up. This strip right here is gonna be the crown shape. There's some excess fabric, so I trim it and fold and glue it to the other side for a nicer finish. Cut it to size and glue one end on top of the other, creating a short tube. Make sure it matches the crown. Now we can cut the crown piece. Don't forget to leave some space to make the tabs. I score around the tabs so the folds will look tidier. Make sure the crown fits around the crown shape nicely before gluing them together. It should look something like this. To keep the tabs in check, I'm gonna glue some black ribbon around them. Now we can glue the brim to the crown like so. Glue ribbon around it to keep the tabs in check. Technically, this is the sweatband. And the hat is finished. I don't think it's that complicated to make. Obviously, you can skip the whole fabric cardstock fusing mambo jumbo and just simply paint the hat or something. I just like to make things harder for myself sometimes, and you just have to indulge me when that happens, okay? When you try to sell a feel or a vibe of a character, there are these key elements or attributes that kind of make it obvious what kind of character they are. It can be a facial feature or something that they wear, and for this character, I think it's the hat. Without the hat, she is a Wednesday Addams knockoff, but with the hat, she is a witch wannabe. You get what I'm saying? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Moving on to the shoes, I'm just gonna use this pair. I think these were Raven Queens, only because they're purple, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I'm gonna repaint them black, and the sock parts I'm gonna paint them white again because the original paint job was kinda shitty, and add some black stripes to match them with the skirt and sleeves. While I have the black paint ready, I'm painting the edges of the brim. Hopefully this will help seal the paint and prevent the fabric from fraying. I don't completely trust the adhesive. To protect the new paint job, I give the shoes 3 layers of watered down matte varnish. For the final touch, I'm painting the nails black because why not? And with that, we can call it a doll. I named her Ethel, after Ethel Kane. I've been listening to her quite a lot lately. If you also listen to her, what's your favorite song? I like A House in Nebraska despite it almost being 8 minutes long, and of course, American Teenager. Looking at her again, she looks really similar to Eric, a doll I made a couple years ago. Oh my god, I cannot believe it. I've been doing this for a while. Well, let's make it canon. She's his daughter. So what do you think of this doll? Do you like her? Do you not like her? Let me know in the comments down below. I like the face up. Her eyes really pop, you know? I could do better with the hair, but it looks alright. My favorite part is the outfit. The shoes are kinda meh, but the shirt and the skirt, I love them. I feel like I should do more simple project like this. It's a lot less pressure. I'm sorry for saying this, but I don't think I'll do body modification as often as I used to. I know projects like that are a lot more interesting, but it takes a lot for me to do that. I'm trying a different workflow so I can finish projects faster and upload more often. So unless it's a special project, I don't think I'll do body modification. I hope you understand. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to. See you in the next one. Bye.